Welcome to yet another episode of The Unknown with Anson and Caleb. Today, we are talking about gear. Caleb.
Gear.
You got it. You got it. You
Yep.
got the jams. I got the other jams. I got a 70 to 200 with my Sigma BF.
Is there even a camera on there?
There's definitely not a camera on there.
Just a brick and a lens.
Just a brick and a lens. Just a brick and a lens.
That is a beautiful looking camera, though.
It really is, dude. Here, let me
take that lens off and show it off.
Let's take this. I get a lens cap. That would be awesome. All right, so Sigma BF.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go.
Yeah, that's nice. That is a nice camera.
Good look. It is.
Good look at that. Oh, shoot. I need to bring the chat up. Hold on. Amateur hour right here. Hey, here we go. Oh, Dustin's here. Dustin, welcome to the stream.
A work of art.
Now, as Anson is showing off this Sigma BF, which is a beautiful camera, make sure you jump into the chat. If you are joining the stream right now, jump into the chat, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. Because
let us know where you're coming from too, because we have our channels hooked up.
Yes, we do have our channels hooked up because we are talking about some gear, and I figured this would be a good one to kind of add our channels to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Amazon first. I get a lens cap. Do we have some kind of contest going on here? Okay.
Dude, I would love. Can we make some Unknown with Anson and Caleb lens caps just with the U in?
Yeah. The lens cap thing is in process. I'm just gonna lay that right there. Manila Martin, hello from the Philippines.
What's up?
Thank you for joining. Dustin says he's about to devour some barbecue. Hey, speaking of food, I just came from a pizza new recipe taste testing. Just literally walked in the door.
Is that why we started at 9?
Yeah.
My bedtime.
Yes, that is why we started a little bit later tonight. I was at a taste testing for new recipes for pizza.
That's awesome.
It was fantastic. Yeah, so good.
Awesome.
I have a buddy that owns a pizza shop here. My wife is texting me that this wall looks sad compared to being in the studio, but I didn't want to go all the way down to the studio tonight. So,
are you at home?
I am at home. Yes,
that's awesome.
I am at home.
You got the nice little spotlight thing, though.
Yeah, this little $15 Amazon light does just the trick that you need. So I'm going to make a reel about it and place an Amazon link on what's that platform called that I can't get any traction on? Oh, Instagram. That's right.
Oh, Instagram. Can't get any traction on. You got plenty of followers. I love my FP too, Jim. I love my FP.
Welcome to the Unknown with Caleb and Anson. Tonight we're talking about gear. Normally we don't talk about gear on this. Well, maybe a little bit. But
we made a very conscious effort to say that this was not going to be a podcast where we just talk about gear.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's inundated our entire week, and there's a lot of cool stuff that's come out this past week.
There's been a lot of gear.
There's been a lot of gear. So we're definitely going to talk about it. So yeah, if you're just joining the stream, if you're coming from Caleb's channel, coming from my channel, coming from just being a subscriber of The Unknown with Caleb and Anson, and you're curious about either one of these two cameras, questions. I know we both had the S1R Mark II for a couple weeks, and I've had the BF since last Wednesday. So
yeah,
best friends.
And you've been
forever.
hammering out some hammering out some videos too, like doing little
Dude,
quick.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, doing some quick tutorials on it. Love to see it.
I'm tired.
Dustin's tuning in from a restaurant.
Take the weekend off.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to do. Sometimes you just have to force yourself to do it. Can we talk
about this real-time LUT that I've got going on right here? This is the Lumix Dark Knight LUT. This is easily my favorite LUT in the entire. Yes.
That honestly looks pretty good on you.
Yeah. It's so good. It lifts the shadows a little bit, gives you that vintage film look.
Yeah. I like that. I'm just going straight natural color profile.
Heck yeah.
portrait natural color profile. I'm actually streaming on the G9 II.
What?
Yeah, G9 II.
How are you fit? Where are you streaming at in your house? Is it a big room?
So you're in kind of a walk-in closet, and I am in a walk-in closet as well.
Yes. Yes.
So it is a little room. I am on the 12 to 35 millimeter. So I got a little bit of, I got a little bit of space to play with on that 12 to 35 millimeter. The problem is on a micro 12 to 35. The problem is, though, it's a micro four thirds sensor. So the f2.8 is just a little bit too low. I need a little bit faster of a lens. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get that f1.2 that I got going on here.
Yeah, that's wow.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Oh man.
I think I Am Hassan is talking about the BF there. It is
What a
nice
wonderful, risky, but absolutely beautiful camera. Honestly, like I have so many thoughts on this camera. Like,
yeah,
I was telling Matthew today, I was like, this is the Nintendo Switch of video games in a world of PS5s and Xboxes.
Yeah.
Like it's unique. It's intentionally minimalist, maybe even to a fault.
Yep.
And I've been trying to like get around a lot of the structures of the camera, a lot of the things that they've designed it, and they just aren't making it easy. And so like they are going all in on this being a minimalist everyday camera.
Yeah. No, that's sweet. That's where'd that camera come from? It came out of nowhere, I feel like.
Out of nowhere.
The BF. Like how did they keep it so under wraps that it was just like boom, all of a sudden?
Sigma's really good about not talking.
Yeah.
Like it's something. I think, because I think it might be the same sensor as the FP. I wonder if they had the sensor and they want to just kind of like revamp like like what they're doing with the sensor before they do anything else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense. We got Jim from Long Island here.
What's up, Jim? How's it going?
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here
today when you said the FP, but yeah, still.
Intrigue all. I have to get a little bit closer to the screen. I don't know. I have my contacts in. They're not great. Washington, D.C. Welcome to the stream. Oh, here we go. I'm going to let you say this one, Anson. Greetings from Spain.
As a Rismo?
Forgive us for our. Hey, I was just in Spain. In November. It was a fantastic place. Highly recommend. Do you
remember that first episode of the podcast where I kept on thinking you were in Portugal?
Portugal, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Portugal. Like I would go to Portugal. But I was in Spain. I was in Barcelona, and I was in Madrid in November. Nice. Love your country, Azurismo. Azurismo. Thanks for joining in the stream here.
I'm doubling down on that one.
Yeah. Felipe? This has definitely been a gear month. That is true. Definitely been a gear month.
You had Black Magic that like dropped prices on everything, which we should probably talk about at some point. Because
we probably should.
That's been my journey.
Yeah.
And we have Lumix with new stuff, Sigma with new stuff. Like it's a good month. It's a good month for the L Mount Alliance.
Let's see what's going on here. I think we should talk about the nonsense and overhype about camera prices compared to used and older gear. I mean, new things are usually expensive. I mean, fair.
It was interesting. I wanted to, because I mean, normally if you've never been a part of the podcast, normally the thing that we try to cover is like business, whether it's business as a social media creator or business as a freelance photographer, videographer. And so I wanted to also like tie in this conversation around gear of like, hey, let's talk about that. Like, when is it a good time to invest in gear and things like that? So
yeah, absolutely. We'll get into all this. My wife chimes in. Anson, why are you not holding your mic?
Look, here's the thing.
We missed those mic rumbling sounds.
Yes, for some reason, my SM7B, if anybody has an SM7B and can figure out why I'm getting mic rumbling sounds, like I picked up a cloud lifter thinking it would help. I don't know. I hear everything when I handle the microphone.
Where did you get that again?
I got it at Guitar Center.
Oh, Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Anson. There might be something wrong with that because it
I'm
rattles a
gonna
lot.
unscrew the plate here.
Yeah.
And you guys probably heard that when I touched it.
Yes, we definitely heard that, Anson.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So we appreciate you not holding the mic, but it is a little
and
bit
I also
different.
get really tired. My hand gets tired. I don't know if
Yeah.
you have this issue. Like my hand gets tired when I hold it for too long.
Well, I don't here at home, while I'm at home, I don't have a mic stand, so I'm definitely going to hold it. But yes, I know what you mean. My hand does get tired as well. You'll see me start like shifting it around, like switching it.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like your mic doesn't have mic handling noises.
Yeah, it doesn't. I also keep this little knob in here. So this little knob right here, like this on the SM7B, this little
that thing
where it screws on, it like
I
don't know if you can see it or not, but it like is loose. But if you keep like the the stand knob in here, the thread filler, it keeps it nice and tight so it doesn't move around. Otherwise, I usually put like gaff tape on it or something like that.
Fair enough.
If someone, all right, Jim Harrison, if someone tries to hand me a BF, I will hand it right back, he says. If I start to play with it, I'll be losing $2,000.
I like where that twist happened. Like it wasn't like he hates the camera. It's the I'll be honest. So we'll talk about this, right? Like last 2 weeks ago, I bought a Blackmagic Pixis, right? Like I was like, 2,500. It was when it was on sale at B&H. It was $2,500. I was like, I can't really pass this up. So I purchased a Pixis. Freaking like 2 days after I got the camera, they announced the BF. And just for my production needs, like Lumix sent us the S1R Mark II. Between the S1R Mark II and that doing everything that I need it to, which is what I'm streaming on. Even I think Caleb, you said you're on the G9 Mark II, but I'm on the S1R Mark II with.
I wanted to put the S1R2 in my hand for this stream. In case we needed to, go through settings or something. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. You got a plan.
Yeah.
But so I didn't really need the Pixis. I ended up returning the Pixis, sent it back today, and definitely pre-ordered my BF. So
got the pre-order in on the BF. Geeky Nerdy Techie, so good to have you here, man. From down under. From down under. Foster's for beer.
Foster's. Okay, we're gonna
Foster's
stop.
for beer.
We gotta stop.
Yeah, we should. Maybe we shouldn't have even gone there. Welcome to the stream. It's so good to have you here, man.
I love it.
I miss you.
I love it.
I miss you from Japan, Geeky Nerdy Techie. Crushing it.
B&H should have. What's that last? Here, well, let's get before we go to that last comment aisle.
Here we go.
Of Manhattan.
Another Jim. Isle of Manhattan. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Jim Harrison. B&H should have the equivalent of a Snap-on Tools truck. Could you imagine? I would love to see that rolling down my street.
Dude.
It's like an ice cream truck. The camera ice cream truck.
For camera people.
That would be
great.
Could you imagine that sound? Could you imagine that sound? The music starts playing and you just run out to the street like in your bathrobe.
I'd be in so much debt.
Yeah. It's like you have your bathrobe on and you just like you stepped out of the shower, you hear the music and you're just boom. I'm out.
I love it.
That's a great.
I am here for this. You probably heard that mic noise.
Yeah. We did.
That's hilarious. I would be.
That's great. Jim, I love that visual.
Okay, so Caleb.
Okay,
a little bit. It's bothering me. I'm not center frame.
Jim says we'd be broke. We definitely would be broke. That is for sure.
For sure. Okay. So you've had the S1R Mark II since I actually, did you get it the same day I got it? I think you got it the same day I got it.
Yes, because it was delayed because of weather.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Shipping, was delayed. Which is, I mean, it's all right. I have patience.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of it, but I do have some. And
I do not.
And so it was, a little about a day, maybe 2 days delayed getting being able to, thanks to Lumix, thank you Lumix for the opportunity to, test it out a little bit beforehand and everything. So, yeah. I thought you had a question in there, Anson, but
Oh no, I do have a question.
yes.
So first 2 weeks, you took it on a shoot this past weekend. What'd you think? I mean, what are your general thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Like, I know you took out your review, but like compared,
Yes.
all right, let's say compared to the rest of the Lumix line, like what's your
Okay,
take
I'm
on it?
just gonna be fully transparent. I haven't had like a ton of time to play with it. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Um, Today I spent like all day editing things. Friday I did have it out, but I did, because of the type of shoot I was on, I did have to use. I went with the GH7 more just because I wasn't totally ready to use the S1R2 on
Sure.
this particular shoot. So
Yeah.
I did use the GH7 mostly on this shoot that we were on. I think honestly, the shoot that I was on, we were in like vehicles, and um some sales guys were like telling us, educating us about these different vehicles that we were in. But I
Okay.
really think that I probably actually should have used the S1R2 on this particular shoot
Hmm.
because of that dynamic range that it has. And
Mm,
so,
the dynamic range. What's the name
because
for it? I can't remember. It's not
so
dynamic
there's like,
range boost.
no, it's an expansion is what they call it.
Okay.
Dynamic range expansion. And
I got
so
confused
it
because
expands
they
it
used to have
to,
boost. They used to
yeah.
have, yeah.
And I think what the expansion is supposed to do is actually save your highlights a little bit more
Hmm.
than the
Hmm.
shadows.
Yep.
So I think that it's like kind of the top end is
Yep.
where that is going to kind of save that image a little bit from my understanding. And so yes, I should have probably used the S1R2 on this shoot because there was such like a drastic change between like the outside of the vehicle, right? It was like,
Hmm.
right, because we were in the vehicle, and the sales reps were like explaining things in the vehicle, like,
Right.
the not having to have not having to have your hands on the steering wheel while you're going down the interstate type thing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Um so between the contrast, like, of the shadows and the highlights, I probably should have used the S1R2, but I was using the GH7 just because I'm more comfortable with the GH7 at this point, and I don't wanna, like, ruin this this video shoot for
Sure.
this car
Yeah.
dealership. And so yeah, I haven't used it quite as much as I want to, but I do
Sure.
have a few things. I'm gonna be putting a video out soon about the best and the worst of the S1R2.
That's a good video.
I think there's some like flaws that it has,
Yep.
absolutely, but
Yep.
it's a really good camera. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good camera, especially compared to the first S1R, which I never used, but I know it was a photography centered camera. So if you are into video, there's a lot of good things to like about this S1R2. Um, and then I'm probably going to run some comparisons with the S5 2X, just to kind of see a little bit of a difference in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, geeky nerdy techie. Hopefully we can catch up again in person. Yes, absolutely. I would love to catch up again in person. And then he goes on to say, S1R2 made me appreciate the GH7 so much more. Sad about the overheating in hotter locations. I
I haven't.
bet
Is that coming out that it's
I've
starting to overheat?
I've heard some things, heard some rumblings from people that they were getting some overheating with it. Yes.
Interesting.
I am not in a hot location, just gonna
Sure.
say,
Yeah,
but
you're gonna call. If anything, you're the
yes,
opposite.
I am the opposite of as you can see, I
You're in
have
the
my stocking.
frozen tundra.
It's been nice today, but we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow, so it hasn't been
Wait,
like
hang on.
hot.
Pause this. We're doing this all
Yeah.
wrong. You're supposed to give
What?
us the weather
Oh,
update.
I forgot to give you a weather update. That's
Jeez, dude.
right.
This is the fourth
I think
episode.
I think we just need to stop the stream now, and then we'll
No.
restart it
Yeah, we just gotta see you guys.
and get into the okay. No, we're not ending, but stick with us. Stick with us. Yeah, weather report. It was close to 60 degrees today. Hallelujah.
Wait, wait. It
Yes.
was colder here than it was at
Yeah.
your place?
Yes, it was close to 60 degrees. But
That's
here's the
nice.
thing. Here's the thing about where I live. You ready for this? I'm going to look directly into the camera and say this. We can
Okay.
have 60 degrees today, but then tomorrow it's going to snow.
I mean, it's kind of the same for North Carolina too.
Is it though? Is
I
it
feel
though?
like at this point in time, like no state is not that way.
Yeah, that's probably
Like
true.
I feel like, and we're not going to get into
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
But no,
We
dude,
should have just done a weather live stream. Just
we
weather, like
hey,
bring
I
up
have friends.
bring up radars, bring up
d-
different
f-
locations.
Fun fact: in the office that I work at every day, my co-working space, I have a private office, and we watch the Weather Channel on nonstop. Like it's on.
Wow.
It's just always on. Because one of my friends, our office mate, loves the Weather Channel, and so like it is on constantly. Um,
The
so
weather
yes,
channel.
so I am very aware of when cold fronts come in and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. So
Wow. All right. Let's not
fair
lose
enough.
people here, Anson. Let's not
Okay.
lose people here. We're here for the gear.
You're here for the gear. I did want to give so you said you're not using it as much. And I feel
Yeah,
that because
not right now. Yeah. Like
yes,
I need to get into it here pretty soon. So yeah.
I probably be using it this weekend. We're filming our podcast, and this will
Yeah.
probably be in place of the S5 Mark II X. I don't know what this sensor is doing, but I love the skin tones way more on this camera than I do the S5 II and S5 2X.
Yeah. I do want to put them
Um,
side to side just to see. Now, are you talking about like after, color grading and everything, like
just like
in
what it
general?
like so the reason I kept on using the FP when I had the S5 II and S5 2X is just because like the way that it's almost like a micro contrast, or like the way they would hold on to the detail of the skin tones
Yeah.
was so much better and so much more rich.
Mm,
And I feel like this sensor does that a lot better
interesting.
than
Yeah.
what the S5 II was doing. I felt like skin tones were always very blotchy
Yeah.
with
I could
the
I could see that.
S5 II. And I don't know if it's the 8K. I don't know if it's like I'm in 6K right now or 5.9K.
Yeah.
Um
For
and
a 720 stream, Anson.
yeah, dude. Yeah. Just dude, I almost went 8K just to see
Wow.
like what the downsample would look like.
To 720p. And then might overheat. I don't know. Might
Might over
overheat.
that was what I was afraid of. So I was like, no,
Yeah.
let me not do that. But yeah, just the way that it handles skin tones. Now, I did have a photography shoot the weekend that it came out.
Okay.
And even though I would usually when I have a review coming up, like everything gets shot with that piece of gear.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was filling in for Jess. And I didn't want if
Is
no
that your
one's
tatty one?
no, that one's me. That one's all Anson
Oh,
and Co.
okay.
It was a family shoot.
Oh, okay.
And so
I got you.
she was out at a convention, and so I filled in for her. And I knew she uses Lightroom, and I was like, I don't really want to throw her a capture one like
Yeah.
image and be like, hey, here you go. So I
Here.
shot with the S5 2X on that one.
Nice.
Um,
Team KF Swords. What's the story, dudes? What would you
okay.
guess will be the main difference between the S1R2 and the yet to be confirmed video centric camera later in 2025? Hey, is there not a video centric Lumix camera?
Lumix is video centric.
Lumix is video centric, I'd say.
Oh, Dineska with the hot take over here.
Yeah, he's from Dublin, by the way.
Team KF, I would say honestly, there's still that like, um, the patent for the ND, the internal ND that was floating around.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and all of this,
saw some stuff about that.
yeah, and all this with the disclaimer that Caleb and I know nothing.
Yeah,
Like, we
nothing.
literally didn't know about Norway. Like,
Anson might know something. Anson might know something.
I don't get me in trouble.
Just joking, he doesn't.
But I mean, we have the ND patent that's still out there. We
Kofi,
have
welcome to the stream.
Kofi. What's up?
Yeah, welcome.
I think it's gonna be a cinema body. It's got to be a cinema body. Like,
if they don't do a cinema body, like, what are we here
what are
for?
we doing here?
Yeah.
You know, I think those two things are going to be it. And so like with the cinema body, I would be happy if they put this sensor into whatever video centric camera they have. Maybe put an OLPF in it, maybe, I don't know. But obviously with cinema body, if they do that, then you have pro grade IO, which would be fantastic.
Could you imagine a Pixis style body with that? Like,
you gotta make it smaller. I hated it for the 2 times that I had it.
Smaller than the Pixis body?
I hated the size. It's too heavy.
Daneska Lumix S9 greater than the Sigma BF.
Can we block this person?
Yeah.
Can we block this person?
Anson, he must be from my channel, or
probably is.
I don't know. He
probably is.
I can't quite see the thumbnail there, but
no. So this is what I was saying earlier. Is the Sigma BF is I think the people that are going to get upset about the Sigma BF, this is not talking about Daneska at all, like just in general, are going to be the people that expect a spec camera, like a Lumix camera, for an everyday carry. And Sigma is going out of their way to say this is not that. Like, I will not lie to you. The press release that I have received has almost 0 numbers on it. Like it's all vibe. It's all like why the emotion of the art. Like, and I'm like the reason I'm doing all these tests, like these test videos, is because you're not getting that information anywhere. Like, unless somebody like Gerald Undone takes it, which please, Lord help us, don't do that. Sorry, I should probably not say that. But
hey, tell us how you really feel.
But like, unless somebody that has the technology does these tests, we're not going to have that information because Sigma's not going to give it out.
Yeah.
I found out that, it's very hush hush. Like the video codec I found out was 10-bit because I put it in DaVinci Resolve and it said 10-bit, and I found it was 10-bit 420 because I looked up the file code that's associated with the videos.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was just like, oh, this is traditionally 420. And so like, you're not going to, don't expect the Lumix camera in a Sigma body. It's just not, it's not a thing.
Interesting stuff here, Anson. This is the G9 II and GH7 release all over again. Whoa, hot take. If you shoot video seriously, wait. If you can't wait and live somewhere cold, you'll love it. Well,
I mean, yes,
that would be
as much as here's my hot take, right?
Let's hear
I don't need a cinema body, right? And I think I'm past the point where I want a cinema body. Like the fact that like it took me nothing to return my Pixis.
Yeah.
I for the what I shoot, I don't need a cinema body.
Yeah.
I would rather be more minimalist. I would rather have, but that's not for everyone, and I understand that.
Yeah.
So honestly, this
spoken like a true hero.
Falling on the sword.
Spoken like a true hero there, Anson. Question: when either of you do client work, are you free to explore your own creativity, or do you go with what the client lays out? Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I appreciate that question.
Caleb, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So, right now, like if it's a lot of times I'm working with agencies that kind of have things already laid out, or I'm shooting video podcasts that are just basic, like straightforward talking head videos, right? So a lot of those types of things. That's kind of why YouTube is kind of like a little bit of an outlet for me. Just kind of let me do a little bit of creative work. I don't do a ton of creative work on my YouTube channel, but just allow me to just get the cameras out a little bit differently than how I use them for client work. So I would say a majority of the work that I do is probably more, they already have things laid out and I show up and shoot it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on the opposite end. I've had the very fortunate opportunity to everything I'm doing with my video skills, photography skills, has been because people have recognized me from my channel and my social media.
Sweet.
And the type of stuff that I do is kind of like they hire me because of the aesthetic. my company that I do my podcast for, like, they know my vibe. My boss loves the way that our podcast looks. We get compliments on it all the time, and it's probably more on the moody side for a podcast, if I'm honest. Um, and then like the tattoo session that I filmed, like literally that was
Oh,
just
sweet.
they cold called me from
Yeah.
Instagram and was like, "Hey,
Nice.
we like your work. Can you come shoot for us?"
Love that.
So in the stuff I do with Jess, like if I had gone full time, I probably would have been more in that situation where it was catering to the client's aesthetic.
Right.
But with the stuff that we're doing, I have the ability to say yes or no on some of that stuff.
Yeah, sweet. Kofi, the Sigma BF is one of those cameras you just have to have for aesthetic, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest.
I mean, I will say it is very much an aesthetic camera. Like that
Love this.
is, if
Well,
you're getting this, and for rich people have their toys for sure. If you're getting this, it is a lot of aesthetic, right? Like if I
Totally
turn this
is.
on right now,
So
like
give us a
you got
little
the little
chime.
Leica, like ooh,
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
and then it like you turn it off, it does its little ooh, like it's an
Wow.
aesthetic camera, but for what it is, it packs a punch, and I love and
Yeah.
like a log is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm honestly really interested in that. I wonder if that'll ever come. I mean, they have the like a monologue.
The
Is that what
Leica
it's called?
monochrome on Lumix
Monochrome.
cameras. I don't know,
Monologue.
man. I don't know if the if
Monochrome.
Lumix will ever get pass up vlog.
They have a like a one person talking monologue. Um, the Sigma BF is beautiful, but it lacks so much functions that the Lumix S9 has. IBIS example. It's a beautiful toy, but not the best tool. Man,
You just wait until
Daneska
I do a
Daneska
documentary
came with
all on the
fire.
BF. You
He
you
came
wait
with
until I do a
fire for this
documentary on the
stream.
BF.
Oh, I
I
like
love it.
this.
I love it.
He's coming from your channel. I'm telling you that.
I
He's coming
mean,
from your channel.
probably I made a S9 video.
Yeah.
So shameless plug. Apparently, Matthew Danube hit me up and was like, "Hey, let's have a
Oh,
S9 versus BF conversation on my podcast."
oh, nice.
So
Are you recording
let's.
that soon, or did you already record it?
I think we're recording on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's going to create a lot of buzz, especially with Daneska. Okay, Aaron Vestal. Hey, GH5 user here. Hand pink waving.
I think they did an
That might.
emoji.
I think that was supposed to be an emoji.
And YouTube was like,
Really, no emojis here. We hate emojis. Pink. All right. Yeah. I think that might be through like the streaming service that I'm using. Maybe. I don't know.
oh, with
But yeah.
Restream. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So you've had the Pixis, the BF, and the S1R2 in this last week.
It's been a week,
And
man. I'm overwhelmed.
are you
You can't see it,
sleeping?
but I have
Are
so
you
many
eating?
packages
Do we
that I
need to
need to return.
Yeah. Do we need to like an intervention or anything? Like, are you taking care of yourself? Are you only in
Dude, I'm
cameras?
stoked that I got rid of the $2,500 camera for the the $2,000 camera. So
Now, here's what we need to know. Between the Pixis and the S1R2, which one would you choose?
depends on the gig. So the tattoo session that I filmed,
Yep.
I turned off the Pixis and it stayed turned off for the entire session.
So why did you do that?
IBIS.
Yep.
IBIS, and I could get closer to the artist.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't have to run sticks. I could just
Yep.
go handheld, and with that stabilization, I was raw. Dude, if you go
That's
look at my
nice.
review, that
Yeah.
I was using the 100mm macro, and you
That's
could
crazy.
barely tell there's any movement.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
sweet.
and that was all handheld. Like,
Yep.
and that is a testament to like why the Pixis got turned off, and
Were you
ultimately why I'm
using
returning it.
Were you using any of the like the cropless stabilization for that, or just the stabilization?
Oh, it was cropless. It was
Yeah.
the cropless. Yeah. Which I'm sad is only in Lumix lenses because I love my Sigma lenses and I want to use the cropless. So, but no, I mean, that's a testament. It just depends. It depends, right? It depends on the gig. Like that gig was, I didn't need audio. I didn't need, any type of like cinema housing necessities. I
Yeah.
just needed a camera to capture some dope stuff. And it was better
Yeah.
in low light. It had 120 frames. Like it was better for the job.
All right. I like that. There really should be like a YouTube creator convention.
It's
The
called, it's
YCC.
basically NAB, what NAB is now.
NAB. Yes.
Speaking of which, if you're going to NAB, you need to come hang out with me and Caleb because we're going to be NAB as well.
We will be there. Andy coming with the exclamation points. Lumix sucks. Pentax for the win. Let's go. That's all right. Hey, I'm here for it. And it's okay to be honest and wrong at the same time, Kofi says.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
It is.
Oh, man.
It is.
So good. All right. LOL. Love Lumix. That's right. I'm just going through these real quick because I didn't realize they were coming in. All right. We got Mr. Mizell1 from Louisville. Welcome to the stream.
Love Louisville.
Daneska bringing the heat tonight. That's right. We love it. Jim coming in. And I thought that my FP was a conversation starter. Walk in and sit down and place a BF on the table. Conversations are endless.
It's polarizing, man. I have shown this camera to multiple people, and some people are like, that looks cool. Some people are like, that looks ugly. Like, I actually fooled a friend of mine saying it was an Apple camera. And until he saw the Sigma logo, he
should put that in a title. You should put that in a YouTube title.
Yeah.
The new Apple camera, or is it? Okay. Aaron, it's through YouTube. LOL. I don't remember what that was for. Let's see. Kofi, give the S1R2 the BM assist with B-Raw and that 8.1K open gate. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that 8.1K open gate.
You know, I think and this is why I'm really okay with the BF versus even the FP. I think I'm past the point in my life where I'm like, I want RAW. Like the codecs now are so good.
Yeah.
In camera.
They are.
Like
I'm not doing a whole lot of RAW shooting for like clients or anything. So
I haven't shot ProRes RAW on this camera at all.
Is it nice to have just in case?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. I say that 100%. In videos, right? Like it's nice to have that option just in case you might need it at some point, you know, if your client requires it or something like that. But
yeah,
I'm a sign. You don't buy the BF because it is the best tool. You buy it because you want to feel emotion in your hand. You want that feeling. I'm Hassan. Are you like in marketing here? I can feel this. You want that feeling of whoa.
Where is
to use it, just like the Mazda Miata or just like the Mazda Miata. Nice.
It's not the best car, but we'll get you somewhere. I thought this was going to be a massively uncomfortable camera, but God, dude, it just feels so good to hold.
Now, is it about the same size as the S9 or like how? What's the size? A little smaller than S9. Smaller. Okay, but bigger than the FP.
I think it's a little wider than the FP. Yeah.
Okay, a little bit wider. Aaron Vestel, where are you streaming this video? You're showing comments that I don't see on YouTube. Okay, so we are streaming to 3 locations on this. We are streaming to the Unknown with Caleb and Anson channel, which is
the main podcast.
The main podcast channel, the main live streaming channel. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to Unknown with Caleb and Anson. And we're talking about gear tonight, but we don't normally talk about gear. We more talk about what do we talk about, Anson?
We normally talk about the ups and downs of being a freelance videographer, content creator.
Just a creative, you know, it's like, there's like a lot that goes into this, you know, like kind of the unknowns. That's kind of why we went there. But make sure you subscribe to that channel. But we've also attached our personal channels to this particular stream as well. So that's why.
Oh, yes. Dude,
Sigma. Well,
tell you how many times on Facebook they're like, "Oh, Anson's a Sigma shill. Oh, he loves the BF." I genuinely love Sigma cameras. Like I'm one of those weird people.
Hey, they look great.
Have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So
they look great. I say embrace that. You know what I'm saying?
All
right. If the Sigma BF was like that. Yeah, you want to read it or do you want me to read it, Anson?
Go,
come on
you read it.
I would sell my S52X to buy it. Wow. Ooh. Hello. And I would sleep with it under my pillow every night. Every night.
Daneska, other than Ibis, what are you missing?
Let us
other
know.
than all the things, IO, an SD card slot.
Oh man. Internal memory, people. Is that the future? Internal memory? Is that the future of these cameras? I don't know.
I will say one thing that's nice about it is while you have internal memory, you don't have to plug up to a computer to transfer files. You can just go hard drive.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Sigma BF is when you want the Leica Q3 and your mom says, we have Leica at home.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey.
Exactly.
Let's go.
I'm telling you, man, Sigma's coming for that Leica. Like that's their niche, is like going after like budget Leica people, which is me. I love the idea of Leica. Don't want.
I was
price
gonna say, is that fit your? Are you the target audience for that? Andy coming in hot here. To be 100% honest, BF looks very sexy, but I can't keep up, man. The S1R2, the BF Pixis, so many great cameras, and I have no other systems too. I just can't. I have other systems too. I just can't. There's a lot. A lot out there.
There's a lot. It's overwhelming.
Hey, look at this, Aaron. We got a sub. Let's go.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh yeah, Anson is a Sigma shill. Definitely told me once, yo, shilling with Sigma. Are you gonna bring the BF to NAB?
NAB. Okay, so this is the weird conundrum, right? Like it ships in April. And obviously NAB is like the 1st of April.
Yes.
But I'm trying to get another loaner for NAB so people can play with it. So
play with it.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Sigma doesn't have a booth, do they?
No, they don't.
What?
And I told my rep, I was like, look, I'll be your booth, baby. I'll be your hero, baby.
I'll be your hero, baby. We should have a karaoke episode.
This is why this podcast is just us hanging out, because we literally sang the same exact song at the same exact time.
This is why we started a live stream. I am Hassan. Exactly. Internal memory should have been a thing already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. It's been great not having to remember a memory card. It's been great.
Yeah. I mean, that is legit. We need Sigma with mechanic. Oh, come on with the mechanical shutter.
Should we talk about rolling shutter on the S1R Mark II? I feel like that's the topic.
Yeah, tell us about rolling shutter
on the S1R Mark II or the BF. Yeah. I'm trying to do that test now on the BF. Okay. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows an easy and quick way of testing dynamic range, oh, dude, I'm getting an overheating warning. This is crazy.
Oh, that's because what are you in 6K? You said?
Yeah.
Is your camera going to go out?
Do I need to go down?
I don't know.
This is real life, y'all.
Are you running a battery or are you plugged in?
I'm plugged in.
Interesting. And you're still getting overheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go down.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Anson is on the S1R2 right now, streaming in 6K on a 720. I don't know why I'm in 6K.
I don't know why I chose what I chose.
Yes. Why did you choose this on a 720 stream? You could have been in HD and been fine.
Okay, I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down. Do you think it would even help?
Warning. I don't know. Let's shuffle through your settings.
We're trying.
All right, I'm just going to bring up some comments here. I'm Hassan. If you are honest about your opinions, nothing wrong with being a shill. There we go. All right, Kofi back. Sigma has a section at the B&H booth. All right. Yeah, at the B&H booth. Not their own booth, but they will be at the B&H booth. So if you're at NAB, check out B&H. And the B&H has a big booth. Are you on Ecamm? No. Okay, so Kofi, we are on. I'm using Restream for this.
Do I? Am I gonna die?
Are you okay? What'd you go down to?
I went down to 1080. This thing is hot.
Is it?
It's hot. Yes.
Oh man,
it's so.
Are you gonna be able to? Are you gonna be able? We might lose Anson here for a little bit. I'm gonna have to sing some songs. If we lose Anson,
I'm coming back on the BF.
Okay, if Anson disappears, I will get my guitar out and start playing some songs. I think that's what's probably going to have to happen.
Should I turn? I don't even know. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen.
Construction
What's up, man?
cronies. Must be
What's up,
from your
Chris?
channel. Yo, my guy. Hey.
What's up? What's up? Dude, you've skipped so many comments.
I did? No, I
Yes.
didn't. No,
Yes.
I didn't. Uh-uh.
Oh,
Nope.
Sigma does have a section about eCam. Wait.
Yeah. I brought all those up. You were like messing with your camera. I brought all of those up already.
Sorry.
I addressed
sorry.
everything.
I'm sorry.
Already. All right, Daneska, if I remember correctly, the BF lacks open gate. Oh, no open gate. LUT.
LUT support.
Yes, I know that. I was just trying to make a joke. A great autofocus, internal
Hey,
fans,
it has good
anamorphic, and a
autofocus.
handful of other things.
It has good autofocus.
Daneska's trying to like talk himself out of this.
Well,
BF.
you just wait. You just wait because
Yeah.
my S1R Mark II is going to die any minute. I'm coming back with the BF.
I might have to let you in. Awesome Beard podcast is all right. Is best in 6K.
It is best in 6K.
Yeah, on a 720p stream. Hey, I did say that if we reach 100 subscribers on this channel, Unknown with Caleb and Anson, I will upgrade to the package that allows me to stream in 1080. But I'm not going to do that unless a client pays for it or we get to 100 subscribers on Unknown with Caleb and Anson. So if you have not subscribed to that channel, type in Unknown with Caleb and Anson. And if you're not on the channel right now watching this, make sure you go subscribe and you will get live streams like this most weeks, not every week, because
not every week
life happens, but most weeks we'll probably be here.
Me and Caleb like hanging out. This is our reason to hang out.
It is a reason to hang out. And Blake comes in with apologies if you discussed this, but is the image quality on the Lumix as good as the Pixis? You would know that. The question is coming from a long-term Lumix user, and I think he's having some thoughts about Black Magic, Anson. The Black Magic
I will
images look incredible.
I will say this. The Pixis looks amazing. I think it's weird. I've gotten to the point where like I like the modern kind of sharp look. You know, I try sometimes even with like the FP to like have like use that camera for like our podcast.
Yep.
And it's just like there's something about the modern sharp look that Lumix cameras has that I'm really into right now. I think if you want that like super filmic look, like that softer kind of like softer skin tones look, then the Pixis is way better. But I do appreciate the modern kind of sharp look that the Lumix has.
Lumix is definitely going with a sharp look with their cameras, especially on
and
this
that's where I hope
S1Rii.
they, with whatever they're doing with whatever's happening next with the video centric camera, I hope they do soften up the image so you have a choice.
I think if it's like going to be a cinema camera, like you probably don't want like I don't know if I want to get in that conversation, but like you might want a little bit softer of an image on it. Just
depends. I mean, like some reds are super sharp. Like
that's true. That is true.
It just depends what they're going after.
Can you explain where NAB?
It's in Vegas. At the Vegas Convention Center.
Address is I don't know. I just
got nothing. But yeah, it's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas. So if you're there,
what's new?
Say hi.
Here, let me pull it up again.
So what's up? Is there a new Sigma cam coming out?
So Sigma BF is the new camera. Will be out in April. We start shipping in April. It is kind of like an everyday carry camera with just beefed out specs for an everyday carry camera. You got 6K. You've got actually really good autofocus, in my opinion.
Anson has been hammering out those videos.
Fired. Yeah, I mean, honestly, come on, Lumix. Is this because you're overheating?
It's locked onto your face.
It is, isn't it? Come on. Anyways,
it's that new autofocus in the S1R2.
I know.
Stays on your face.
But yeah, I think it's honestly like kind of, I said this in the Facebook groups. It's kind of like the Sigma that we all asked for. Like we all asked for 10-bit. We all asked for like, you know, something that was not just raw all the time. And it's kind of an answer to that, I think. So
Kofi's not having any overheating problems. The unicorn of the bunch.
I mean, I'm getting overheating alerts. Whether it's actually going to overheat or not is we'll see. I
Can
should
you
have
hear
bumped
the
up.
fan kicking in?
I can't tell if it's.
I haven't had the S1R2 overheat on me either, so I don't know if you can you hear
I
the
don't hear
fan at all?
anything. I hear the
Yeah.
fan of my light more than I hear the fan of the camera.
Yeah. Maybe it's just warm in your room.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to open a window
Probably.
or something.
I mean, I do have a fan going because it's very warm in here. So, yeah.
It's not worth the 720, Anson.
I know. What was I thinking? I
don't know.
I thought the 6K would be fine. I thought the 8K would overheat. The 6K, not so much.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fine too. Construction cronies almost have enough dough for the Pixis, and I do love my Lumix. Black Magic and Lumix are my go-to, baby.
Dude, I thought about you when I had the Pixis for like 3 days. Because you talked about wanting to get the Pixis, and I was like, oh man, I should hit up Chris and let him like ask questions and stuff like that. It's a great camera, honestly. Like if you're looking for a cinema body and that L mount ecosystem, like it's the go-to right now. So
yeah, sweet. I had a get together for the like kind of an event, like a hands-on event for the S1R2 the other night, the day after the release. So, some people came in, somebody drove like an hour just to come like see the camera. And they had some concerns. I put like a little video up on Instagram. They overall loved it, but they had some concerns about that screen on the back. Okay, so it's like kind of a new design screen, kind of like similar to like a Sony type design on that back screen, how it pops out. Great for video shooting, right? Great for video. Do you have any concerns about that back screen and it feeling flimsy on the S1? Here, I'm going to bring it up while you talk.
Yeah. It does. I am getting used to it using the GH7 of how fluid it is. It is very fluid. And it's not a bad thing. I don't think I have a ton of concern for it now. I think it, Lumix tends to make well-constructed cameras for the most part. And so I'm not concerned with it.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of, talk them down from a cliff there too. It was like,
really?
I'm not too concerned.
They weren't excited about it. They were more concerned.
No, they liked it. They liked the design. They just felt like it was just a little flimsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I think compared to the GH7, I can see how it would feel flimsy.
Yeah. Here, let's get back into the chat here. Sigma BF Savage.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like the Sigma cams are like sometimes a nice to have if you want, like, I think if you're like in the market for a travel camera, they're great travel cameras. The FP I used for an A cam for like a year and a half. And so it's just I also just had a bias to the FP. I love that camera. And so I wanted to use it for everything. And I actually thought about that with the BF. Like, I'm glad they're kind of like putting me in a box with this camera. Because otherwise I would try to solve for everything. Like right now, the USB-C port, you seemingly can't put a monitor and a microphone at the same time with the USB-C port. So I try to get a media hub to basically like, split off the USB-C ports, and it just won't recognize the microphone.
Interesting.
And so it's very much, but like
quirky.
But it will,
It's quirky.
It's quirky. And that's what I love about these cameras. I love figuring out ways that like get past the quirk, It's a challenge.
Is that worth it though?
I get bored with my gear a lot, and so by the time I figure out the quirks, I'm like satiated. So yes. Would I do it if it was my only like camera to have for business? Absolutely not. But yeah.
All right. Eric says hi. And says, I'm waiting for the S1H2. How do we know there's going to be an S1H2?
Aren't we all?
Maybe there's not going to be one.
I think when they did an S1R Mark II, that means they're probably.
Anyways. Yeah, I think it's on the way. All right. Aaron, did you see my comment? I thought I've been popping them up. The one that you subbed, which we appreciate.
Which we very much appreciate.
Here, I'm just going back to see. Oh, maybe this one. The
I thought I didn't
GH5.
see that one. Okay.
Yeah.
The autofocus, absolutely horrible. Yeah. Thinking about getting an
Yeah.
A7 III.
GH5 autofocus is not good.
I
Thinking about
mean,
getting the Sony A7 III. Good upgrade?
do you remember a couple years ago that was my path, except the opposite?
You
I
did
went from the A7 III to the GH5, and
You
that was like
did.
one of the first times that we collaborated on like
Yes.
this type of format, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Um, it depends on what you're looking for. If you want codecs and if you want like specs, stick with the GH5. But if you just want autofocus, then maybe.
I think the
And maybe full
question
frame.
is, I don't know if we should go there, but did the Lumix image peak at the GH5?
Ooh, GH5S. That's when it peaked.
GH5S. That was
Yeah.
good. That was good.
That dual native ISO, that filmic look.
Mm,
That I think that's when it peaked. As far
Was
as a
that-
filmic, like
yeah,
cinema-esque.
yeah.
It's funny.
Interesting.
There's a show that I watch called The Rookie. It's a cop show, like a rigmarole cop show.
Yep.
And I was reading an article that they use Arri Alexa, but they also for like their car chase cam or like their car cams for like the scenes where they're driving in the streets and stuff like that. Just not chases, just driving. They actually at one point, I don't know if they still do, but they use GH5Ss, the BS1H rather.
Interesting.
So I think that's
which is basically
the it's a GH5S for sure.
Just in a cube body. I'm a son. Oh, this one. Should we get started on this one?
Oh man. Okay, hang on. There's been a discussion about who get Lumix. Do you think Lumix should focus more on Lumix users versus general viewers? I don't know if we should.
I don't know if we should go there, Anson. I'm Hassan. That is a great question. And I appreciate you asking that.
I think we're going to have to diplomatically bow out of that question.
Yeah, I think we might have to.
I will say this.
I'll get my guitar and we'll just sing some songs.
Yeah, we'll get together. We'll sing some songs. I will say this. I think Lumix, there's two schools of thought here. Lumix needs more market share, right? They need to, as much as I talk about Sigma, I love the fact that Sigma is not competing with Sigma's not competing with Sony, not competing with Canon, not competing with Lumix for that matter. They're just making cameras that they want to make. Lumix, on the other hand, is trying to take the market share from the big three. And so there is a point where you have to play the game, right? Where you have to try to get some of these bigger influencers that can get the product out there to the biggest audience,
eyeballs,
to get their eyes on it. When Chris Howell made the jump from his Sony cameras to the S5, that made a lot of waves. Like that people were shook, and so like now I don't know if that's I won't comment on like the current state of how everything's going, but I will say there's also a side of the fact that I think there is room for people that are Lumix enthusiasts to pump out Lumix content. Caleb is making Lumix content since he started his channel. Well, I think you made a couple that weren't Lumix related.
I was still finding myself.
Right. And I think there's in this, but I think that's why like we got the camera, right? Is because they know that we'll talk about the camera.
Yeah.
And they know that we'll talk about the camera well beyond the embargo date, well beyond the hype moment. We'll come back to it, do long-term reviews, whereas like bigger YouTubers might or influencers might use the camera, do a review, and then put it on the shelf if they don't love it, if they're Sony users. I mean, as a Lumix user, yes, there's nothing more infuriating than seeing me not get invited to somewhere like Norway. I'm going to be honest. We'll just be honest about this. There's something that's frustrating about somebody that's using Sony getting invited to that event versus somebody that's dedicated to the brand. But I get it in the same sense. Like I'm trying to be, there is a two sides to every story type thing here.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm not saying
And
anymore because I'm just gonna
yeah.
go down a rabbit hole. We all know Anson is good for the hot takes, so I'm good.
Oh man. No, that's good. That's a good word. I appreciate that word.
I can see both sides, and I see
Yeah.
why they do it, and I see why
And
it's there. I
and
also see that there's a side.
I see both sides, and it also just makes me wonder is like, is subscriber count then more important than community?
Yeah, and that's hard.
So that's kind of like question that it raises for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like when
and
it
that's hard.
comes down to that type of thing. So
Yep. Because I
just
mean, like
questions, right?
people, yes, because people like you, people like Dustin, people like myself, people like Dang You, like we're building. uh, I'll put myself in there because I've done
Oh
a
yeah.
lot. I consider myself an L mount user, right? Like
You
whether
wouldn't be
it's
on this
Sigma,
stream, Anson.
I know I wouldn't be.
Joking. Jokes.
No, but I mean, like, I'm an L mount user. I love my quirky little Sigma cameras, but like, I'm streaming on an overheating S1R Mark II,
Mm,
and this is going to be the camera that I use for a lot of my professional work. Um, and so I do think that our group of creators do cultivate a Lumix community. Um, and so I think there's a need for both, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, it does come down to like, is it subscriber based?
yeah. I'm
And
like,
if it
I hope
is,
I hope that it's not.
yeah,
I hope that it's not just strictly subscriber count. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because if that's the case, why don't I just go out and buy a bunch? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Enough of that.
Moving on.
Felipe, a bit off topic, but would you guys recommend the Sigma FP BF as a good first professional camera from a
No,
hybrid perspective?
no. I love those cameras. I love them. Love them. No. I think for a good professional camera, you need something that has more versatility. I would honestly say, as much as I love my S1R Mark II over my S5 I would say S5 is the best first professional camera.
Hmm, I like that.
Even for that matter, like go get an S5 and be done.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
totally.
might not have as good as autofocus, but it's still going to get the job done.
S5 is great camera. Kofi, Anson, using the BF, did you find yourself holding the camera up to your eye randomly for the EVF S9? Took me a while.
Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I miss it. And honestly, like I love my little EVF 11 with the FB, the attachment. But I've gotten, and this is where the BF will be my travel cam because when I go traveling, I don't carry my EVF attachment. I just roll with it, try to make it as light as possible.
Aaron back. Also, being restricted to MFT mounts isn't the best thing. I got a Sigma lens and found out it didn't mount. I thought Leica and MFT were the same thing at the time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, you got to watch that. Make sure it's the right type of mount for sure. And Sigma makes a bunch of different mounts. So,
they do have a
sometimes
micro four thirds mount, but I don't think they develop for micro four thirds anymore.
no, I don't think they do. I think it's just that 16 mil, which was great, 30 mil maybe, and then what
30, the 16, 30, and 56. Yeah.
56. Yeah, great lens. I have that 16. I love it.
Oh yeah, they're great. But yeah, I wish they did.
Contemporary line, right? Contemporary
Yeah.
line or something.
Yeah.
I have the S1H, which I can't get rid of. Still love it. S52X and the FP. I have heard that the S1R2 seems to have more color information than the S52X, etc. when editing. Just wondering, color information or better color? How would you describe it?
I think it collects more colors.
Yeah.
And this is something that I appreciate about Cam Mackey's video is he talked about color fidelity.
Oh
And
yeah.
because that was what I was saying about skin tones, because it's not just the fact that like the skin tones are sharp or anything like that. It's that it's when you aren't capturing as much color, whether it's 10-bit, whether it's 8-bit, whether it's 12-bit, if the camera is not capturing as much color, your skin tones are going to not be as gradient. It's not going to capture all of the nuanced colors and things like that. And that's where that's why I love this camera. It's seemingly capturing the colors that the skin tones produce, and that's why I think it has better skin tones than the S5 II and S5 IIX.
Here's one thing I'm a little bit tired with though with Lumix is because I feel like from camera to camera the color is shifting every once in
So
a while.
much.
So it's like
So much.
from the first S5, like from the GH5 to some of the full frame lines, color is changing, I felt like.
Yeah.
Then the newer sensors came in. They keep like redeveloping the sensors, changing the color. Like it's not all matching up if you
No.
have like older systems with newer systems. And it's
And
driving
honestly,
me
it's not
crazy.
matching within the line either, to be honest.
No, that's what, yeah, totally. There is some like inconsistencies there with the color
Yes.
that I've noticed over time that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Did I already bring this one up? Oh, do you either have the S1H? If so,
Used
do you
to.
use it or stay on the shelf? I do not have one. I've never had one.
You never had one?
I've never had an S1H.
Really?
Correct.
Honestly,
Yes.
if I had an S1H right now, like I probably would use it more than the S5 II and S5 IIX. I use it for like my cinema lenses. I love that, the OLPF.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, dang you.
OG fan of Sigma. Sigma Daddy. We've talked about this.
Yeah. Sigma Daddy.
Sigma Daddy.
Dang you. This is what you come into the conversation with? You could have said anything.
You could have said the fact that I said that I was going to be on your podcast soon, and we're going to talk about the S9 versus the BF.
Yes. So
But
make sure you go subscribe to Dang You. Yeah. All right.
Subscribe
That's
to
all right, Dang You. Hey, Dang You, we're glad that you're here, man. We're glad that you're here. Hope the move is going well. All right, construction cronies. Oh man, I love MFT. I run the Pocket 4K and Lumix. The MFT gives so much dynamic reach. It's the year of upgrading, sure, but I will use these cams for B cam.
I love the OG pocket camera. Honestly, again, hot take. I think that's when Blackmagic might have peaked with their image as well. Nice. No, honestly, the OG pocket camera,
like the little one, right?
OG.
Yeah,
that's when because it's all modern sharp, like, and I think that's what I liked about the Pixis is it has the OLPF, and so it's a little less sharp than what the 6K was, and the 6K Pro and all that. But yeah, you can't. They're going back to that was the camera that people were using on set. They're not using 6Ks anymore. They're not using Pixis anymore. They used the OG pocket camera. I mean, the Avengers was using the OG pocket camera as action cams. Like, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why people are using the BS1H as a driving cam. That's the most cinematic image you're going to get out of those cameras.
Kofi coming back with
Let me read this one.
Trip.
I'll read this one.
Yeah, you read.
I feel you on the trip thing, Anson. I did ask Sean about why they picked people for Norway. No idea who the F they picked me or how the F they picked me. But the US guys were kind of tacked on at the end. Only 10 people really went. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if I'm as a creator, if I'm being completely honest, like, yeah, it's kind of like a hit in the gut that we didn't get the invite, but like, business is business is business.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Got to move on,
I mean, for that matter, Sigma didn't invite me to Japan for the BF event. Like,
well, you didn't even know about the BF, did you?
I didn't even know. Like, they dropped and I saw it and I made a video that night. Like, I'm about to go to bed.
15,000 views later,
and I'm not even getting it sent to me for free. Like, I'm paying for it. Like,
oh man.
So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, because I was like, did you know this was like happening?
No idea.
A BF? Where did this come from?
The thing that's funny though is there was I had to have been a plant, because there were images circulating about an FP with a Foveon sensor, and I'm not going to get into Foveon if you're not familiar with it. But it was circling, and I was just like, I emailed my rep. I was like, hey, this is getting out of hand. Is there any truth to this? And there was nothing. And then I saw the BF drop like 2 days later. I was like, okay, that's why he didn't answer me.
Oh, geez. All right. Question for Anson. You want to take this one?
Yeah. From the test with the BF, do you find having a softer organic quality to the image like the FP, or more modern and sharp look? I don't know if I've done enough tests to it. I do think it has the richness in color that the FP had. I do think that I'm going on my first like actual shoot with it, I think tomorrow, maybe even this weekend some point, which is why I haven't put out like any like real review. I just haven't had anything lined up. But I think the Leica log will create the organic look that we're used to with Sigma cameras. Sigma is known for colors. You're going to get gorgeous colors. And I think that's what makes it look organic, is how much they pay attention to colors. And so I do think it's going to be more organic than we see with some other cameras, for sure.
You see any other comments you want me to toss up here, Anson? Good combo going we might just keep some of that conversation in the chat for this, but there's some good stuff. I got to bring
Sigma
up
losing out on the Sigma boy, guessing. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, seriously. Let's see. Go with what is Chris saying? Construction cronies.
Yep. Right here.
And a random burp. When we're getting more bad Big Brother, My Brother the Villain. I almost put one out for Valentine's. I missed the.
How long has it been?
For that? Valentine's last year was the last one I put out. Yeah, and I think with the BF having really good autofocus, I'm more inclined to make it. So it's weird. I want to only film that series with Sigma cameras, and so like while the S5 IIX had great autofocus, I didn't want to shoot it with the S5 IIX. I wanted to shoot it with the Sigma.
Legit. Here he comes up again here.
Into my documentary Rise Up Warrior is being shown. Oh, that's dope, man.
That's awesome. Congrats, man.
That is awesome. Congratulations, dude. I know you've been working on that one real hard. That was awesome. You want to go with the one, Aaron? Oh, came to stream since where the chat is at.
So most of the chat must be coming from your channel, Anson.
Really?
Must be.
Yes. Go over to Aaron's comment there. I think the camera and lens wise, we just have an internal conversation here? Camera and lens wise, I want autofocus sharpness stabilization. What is that in reference to?
Maybe
is that the upgrade?
Maybe up here. Different versions. Can't remember the one I originally got before I returned it. Maybe
I know, because I know he was talking about the
lenses.
GH5 versus the A7 III.
Oh, right.
Honestly, so with the two, you're gonna get a better codec with the GH5, better resolution with the GH5, better frame rate with the GH5. The only thing you're really getting with the A7 III is autofocus. That's legit the only thing, and full frame. That's really the only thing you're gonna get
full
with
frame.
That. If it were me, unless you want good autofocus and full frame, I would stay with the GH5. So
it's a good word.
Awesome. Do you want to go to, hey, dang, you in the cut? Hell yeah.
Dang, you made his presence known.
Do you want to go with the one that was right under that? The question for should
Jim?
be, yeah, we'll start with Jim.
Yeah, here we go.
Go ahead.
The downsizing of the camera, body size has been amazing. I picked up my old Nikon D500, nice, the other day, and I couldn't believe the size difference. Smaller is definitely better. Well, dude, depending on who you're talking to, smaller is definitely better.
Ayo. Okay, side note, I've been getting the overheating warning for like the last 20 minutes. And
is it still on?
So
It's still on?
It's still going.
Wow.
Yes, I will say, I think I'm over my big camera phase. Like that's one reason I wanted a cinema camera, to have like a bigger camera. I think I'm over it. Like I love my small cameras.
Do you think the big cinema rig outs are over? The big cinema camera build my rig videos. Do you think that's a thing of the past?
I think they'll always be a thing as long as
they're going to be
my
minimalist rig, cinema rig is what it's going to be.
My minimalist rig, my camera, a lens, and a mic. That's it.
I can't wait for that BF, my minimalist cinema rig from Anson channel,
which is going to be Anson everything dangling off this single USB-C port.
You should just get one of those dongles. Just like
dude, I had one attached just to see if everything worked. Oh my god.
All right.
Let me
question.
read this one.
Yeah, you got it.
For us FPL shooters, seems like not really an upgrade to get the BF. Am I missing something major? More reliable autofocus. If you're using the FPL for photo, probably not. Probably not. Honestly, I think the BF will give you like the luxury kind of look and aesthetic, but the FPL is a killer photo camera with that 61 megapixels.
Love it. Love it.
So
Aaron's back. Is there any other camera and lens combo to achieve both pros from GH5 and Sony A7 III? I don't know. Would you go like S5 II or something?
That's honestly, I would say that. I would say S5 II.
Or S5
honestly,
2X.
S9.
Yeah,
like
S9.
S9 might be a good middle ground. Like,
I don't like that mini
in that
HDMI.
budget.
Mini HDMI, maybe. I don't.
Dude, you know what's funny is I've had micro HDMI on my FP, obviously forever. The only port that's really going out is the damn USB-C. Like, like the micro HDMI is good. I'd say honestly, like if you're trying to keep it around $1,000, the S9 might be the way to go.
Yeah. Look at this, Paul Video. My two favorite calm bearded Lumixers. Calm bearded.
I love that that's a descriptor of ours.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been called calm bearded.
We don't yell at people. Like we're not like, what's up, everybody?
What's up? My two favorite calm beard. I think I'm gonna take a screenshot of this one, Paul. Gotta find where's my mouse here? I might go back to the chat and do that later. But appreciate that. Yeah, I love that. All right, I think this is in reference to a live stream. So Matt dang you, just dang you. You're just dang you to me, Matthew. Bro, live streams have been the vibes lately on everyone's channels. Okay. I think this is part of a conversation happening in there.
Yeah.
Kofi likes it, takes the stress of making a whole video.
I mean, the only thing that I've found, it's gaslighting overheating warning. The only thing I find with live streaming is I don't think you don't get the views. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's true. Just mine. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather make a 2-minute video. Like my BF videos are like 13,000 views right now. And like 3 days ago they came out. And it's just like a 3-minute video. I'd rather do that than do a live stream. Live streams used to be lucrative for me. I don't think they're anymore.
I like live streams for this.
Like, this is 100% it. Because let's be real. Half the reason I do YouTube is to communicate with people and to talk to people and to have a community. And this is really community building for me, for sure.
Yeah, I like the community aspect. That's my favorite part by far my favorite part of YouTube. We've had this conversation on this channel, Unknown with Caleb and Anson. We've had this. For me, the community piece of YouTube is my favorite part, and live streams are a great piece to that. But I've not had like huge success with live streams on my personal channel.
Same.
And that's one of the reasons I was like, hey, if we're going to do this, Anson, let's just start a new channel. And we're just going to, it's like no pressure. You know, it's like a no pressure channel. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, literally, Matthew found out that we were just hanging out.
Yeah. Dang you was on the stream. He's like, and you could see his eyes just go, I know what this is. Like he was like expecting to talk gear, you know, like dang you does.
Expecting to get views.
Expecting to get views. But he's like, wait a second. This is just an excuse for you guys to hang out.
Yes, very much so.
Dang you. That's what it is. Like, did you expect anything more than that? That's right.
That's all this is.
Dang you. Some more stuff going on in here.
What do we got? I love the FPL. Thanks, Hanson. Love your work. Thank you. Beards rule. I'm just gonna read them.
Yeah, just read them.
Here, go to that one from Jim, the FP on Crane M3.
Got you. I got you.
Dude, I love that setup. The FP on the Crane. I will say the BF on the Crane M3 would be killer because you actually have autofocus.
Yes.
Why is Ding you saying we need to clip our live streams?
I don't know. Oh, like for like
Oh,
shorts or something?
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I love the amount of people that are talking right now.
I
Like,
know.
we can't
It's
keep
great.
up.
I know. I'm like, shoot. We're at hour
Uh,
19 into this, Anson.
I love
Hour
this.
19.
Aaron, pull up Aaron's right there. So S9
Yep.
is compatible with Sigma lenses. Yes.
Yes.
So
L
Sigma
mount.
L
L
mount
mount.
lenses are considered first party with the S9.
Yeah.
So you'll absolutely be able to use them.
24-70, great lens.
Great lens. Honestly, though,
Some of
like
those
I
more
would even go
compact
with some of
ones.
their contemporary ones.
Yeah, that's what I
like
was gonna
the
say, some of
28 to
those.
70 or
Yep.
the yeah,
They're a little
because
bit
those will be good.
smaller.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I especially with like small cameras like the BF, the FP, the S9, you can get away with big old lenses with these, but like you're gonna get the most comfortable shooting experience with smaller lenses.
What even is that, Anson? What
Dude,
the hell? What are we doing here?
I'm testing out. I'm testing out what I want to use for the next shoot I have with the tattoo studio.
What
And I'm
you're
trying to
gonna
get
take
like
that into a tattoo studio?
yes, because I'm trying to stay out of the action. I'm trying to like not be right over their shoulder. And so
Oh, okay.
I got the 1080
I'll give you
in
that.
vertical. And so yeah, I wanna they love the work. I'm pumped.
All right. I see our new channel coming. Maybe this is what we need to turn unknown into, a beard
This
care.
is just how do we care for our beards? It's a lot.
I mean, I can go get the products right now. You want me to bust those products out?
You and I are on polar opposites, my dude. Like you put product. I sometimes,
dude,
this you're gonna judge me. I sometimes forget to wash my beard. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
oh well,
I know.
dude, I use beard oil. That's like not product.
That's like product.
That's like man stuff. Beard oil. Actually, for the very
I love that. Look at the beautiful afro face.
You got it.
This is that needs to get clipped.
I will say this though. I don't like when people touch my beard.
Oh no.
No. People try.
Really?
Yeah, and I like
no.
Slap their hand.
No. Ugh. I don't even let my
hand out of my face.
I'm like, no, don't do that. I don't want that's personal space. That's personal space. No. Ooh. Now you know what? You told me this once, and I was like, I'm gonna go try to touch your beard.
Yeah,
and
I'll punch you.
Genuinely mad.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I did go for the very first time, since this is now a beard care podcast. I did for the very first time go to somebody else to trim my beard. For the very first time, just like a couple weeks ago.
How was it?
It took a lot for me to do that. Because
okay, so here's my question for you. Here's my question. Okay, since this is now a beard podcast.
Yes.
And while we're talking about our beards, load up the comments with some conversation. But my question for you is, okay, disregard the other person touching your beard and cutting your beard. Yeah. When you trimmed yours, did you just take all the stray hairs from the bottom, or did you like actually like trim it down? So like I have like a 1.5 guard that like every month or so I'll go and I'll just like, because I find that it's fuller when it's not like, straggly, but I also don't like losing the length. It's a weird conundrum.
This is going to places uncharted.
You just take from the bottom?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like sometimes it like pops out the side, so I just like trim some off the side. You know what I mean?
I like putting a fade on my beard. Do you put a fade on your beard?
I don't know. I think
like where it's like shorter.
Oh
on the
yeah,
side?
yeah. I do that. I fade that a little bit.
Yeah,
but other than that, I just like open guard and just go like down the side.
Yeah, I don't.
But what I did find is going to somebody else was the way. It was the move to go to somebody else.
Yeah, I need to
move.
I need to,
like, because they can see things back here that I can't see.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like I can't turn my head to the mirror and see what's going on back here.
I know.
And it's just like a mess.
I miss going to someone for my beard. I'll be honest.
So
I used
and
to.
they recommended some other things for me, you know. So
I know.
Beard Podcast. Make sure you subscribe.
I love it. I love it. Is that just a rear? Is that just a rear cap? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Just how much does that rear cap cost?
That's a $2,000 rear cap.
Yeah.
Dude, no cap though. The body cap for this thing is like one of my favorite things. It's just like a solid piece of aluminum as well.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Nice.
okay, that's amazing.
That's awesome. Yes, dang you. This is an Instagram. Well, yeah, like a TikTok Lite. It's like $15 on Amazon.
You know that means you have to be on TikTok, right? Like, you need to start doing dances.
I was thinking, oh, I can do that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see this?
Yeah. Is Erica still on the podcast? Where's she at?
I don't know. She might be asleep.
What?
I don't know.
I mean,
Erica,
it is late.
Honey. She called me honey for the first time the other day, and it like threw us all off. We just had this big laugh.
I love that.
We don't know where it came from, but she's like,
yeah, I don't think
honey. I'm like, when have you ever called me honey?
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Time after 20 years. We'll be married 20 years this summer, Anson.
Oh my God, dude. Congratulations, first of all. I'll be married 10 years this fall.
Congrats. I love it.
Thanks, man.
It's product, manly product. Own it.
Own it.
Beard oil.
Own it.
Beard oil. Mine smells like tobacco, coffee, and what's the other thing? Tobacco, coffee, and
mulch? No.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of what it is.
Cedar.
No, it's not wood. It's not.
No.
I don't know.
I think the chat.
Cameras and Beers podcast. You are welcome.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
Anson, it's been a good time, man.
It's been a good time.
Well, we sort of talked about gear. It's been a busy week for you. You know, with all your different cameras that you
need my credit card to level out a little bit.
Yeah, you need to level that thing out a little bit. But yeah, S1R2 with Lumix, BF with Sigma. You got your hands on the Pixis this week, so it's been a pretty eventful week. Looks like we might have one more. Let's take this last one.
Let's take this one. Let's take this one.
Only thing about the Sigma S9 is the small rig cage, and other companies don't have a lot of bottom screw holes.
Hold tight. So XLCS, I don't know if I should actually be saying this. He's developing a cage for the S9, and I think it's going to have some riggable components.
Did you just like spoil that?
I don't know, but honestly, if you guys are sleeping on XLCS, he's doing some damn work.
I did just get an invite to Rigid Pro. They wanted me to send they were going to send me an S9 thing.
The S9 rig?
The S9 rig, yes.
Yeah, I have that.
I said now's not a good time, but they do have the S9.
Yeah, they have the S9 Cine back.
Yeah,
I have it over there,
and so that will make your S9 a lot bigger.
Yeah, it will
give you plenty of mounting options.
Aaron, if you go over check out my channel, I have some video titled my Blackmagic Pixis inspired Lumix S9 rig, and that'll be with that Rigid Pro.
Yeah, Rigid Pro. Check that out. Very good company.
The only thing I don't like is it comes loose often.
Oh, does it?
I don't like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you have to have the small rig little cage thing on it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was the only thing I didn't like about that review. I had to buy a cage.
Oh.
And I ruined the quarter 20s enough. I couldn't return it.
Oh, shoot.
It is what it is.
Okay, man.
All right,
well,
Caleb.
Has been a good little convo. Thanks for everyone jumping in the chat. We do appreciate it.
Thank you guys all for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know that we linked our channels to the Unknown for this particular stream. If you have not subscribed to Unknown with Caleb and Anson, you're going to get more of this. If you go subscribe, you're going to get more of this. You're going to get more beard.
More beard.
You're going to get more conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It could be about, I don't know what, you know, you're going to get more guests on the show.
That will be confused of why they're here.
They'll be like, oh, this is just an opportunity for you guys to hang out. Why am I here?
This is just us hanging out.
And so make sure you go subscribe, because I don't know a better call to action.
A better call to action than that.
Just go.
I will say, I'm going to add to that. If you are on my channel and watching this, or on Caleb's channel and watching this, as we said, one of our favorite things about our community, about live streaming, is community and
100%.
building the stronger community. Even if we don't talk about gear at Unknowns and Caleb and Anson, like, come hang out, come talk to us.
Yep.
Like,
come chill.
Like, it's why we do what we do. So please do.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well,
Kofi, thank you.
Yeah, Kofi, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chiming in.
I had a muscle cramp.
What was that?
I had a muscle cramp. Don't judge me.
What?
I had a muscle cramp. I'm old, dude. I had a muscle cramp.
You're younger than I am.
Shut it.
I'm not getting muscle cramps. You know why?
I wasn't.
I drink water.
Oil. Oh yeah, I had tea.
And the beard oil.
Okay, we're cutting this off.
All right, we're turning it off. See you guys. See you over on Unknown with Caleb and Anson. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
All right.
That's our